What's going on, everybody? DogMan Dan here. Warframe. Let's talk about the new update that is out. Well, not really. We're really going to focus mostly right now in this video on the melee update that came out. But in Buried Debts update 24.4, we've got a whole bunch of things going on, including the operation and such. In the background, you're going to see just a quick update of things, day one access stuff that as a Warframe partner, Warframe channel, whatever they're calling us now, uh, we all received, which is the Hildren collection, um, and we got the Limbo Deluxe collection, and we also got the Tatsu, the new melee weapon, the two-handed Nikana, Sayandana, and as well the new Wise Razor, which is the stance mod for the two-handed Nikana stance, okay? Just as FYI, and that Wise Razor can be found and acquired from the new Arachnoid enemy in missions. So that's out of the way. Let's talk about Melee Phase 1, the Melee Revisit, because that's what you're going to see pretty much going on in the background. Not really sure what I was expecting. I was hoping that it would definitely be better than what the last phase of Melee has been. Not really enjoyed the last phase of Melee. I mean, I like a lot of it, but not. It took some stuff away from the original Melee that I liked, and this seems to definitely add back. It has definitely brought in a whole bunch of fun. It's going to change a whole bunch of different things. So now I am definitely looking forward to seeing what other changes come down the road as they progress through the rest of the melee stuff. Now, of course, there are problems with it still, but for the most part, if you're just going in there, you're just going to have some quick fun with it, yeah, you're going to notice a huge change in the gameplay, and fluidity is definitely a big thing. So let's kind of address it. In the melee upgrade, there's new visuals, new streamlined combat, hit reactions are different. So some of the stuff that you can expect would be the gun and blade flow. This is the biggest thing, right? So always having to switch between the two weapons in order to get your melee going. Well, no longer. That's gone. That's out of here. So if you go to hit your melee E, if you're on the standard PC keyboard, that goes right to your melee weapon. You go to use your left mouse to shoot, it triggers your main gun again. Right click is your aim fire as always. So, and it is very smooth and swaps in between the two. Sometimes I notice a little lag in between. It's actually kind of funny. I don't know if you'll see it in the video. It depends upon my edit, but sometimes, and I guess you really can't tell because you're not sitting here with me clicking the keyboard and the mouse and such, but there's times where I'll actually be playing with the melee, and I'll click the button for my gun, and I'll keep going with the melee, and then just randomly it shoots the gun and goes back to the melee, but like it's a couple seconds delay in between, so it doesn't necessarily pick it up right away. And I think the reason with that is because as you started a combo, it doesn't stop the combo, it finishes that combo and then just switches back and forth. I'm not really 100% sure how that's working yet, but sometimes it feels kind of weird. But basically the swap between your melee is, you know, simple press of button, no more holstering of the weapons. Combos can be executed and resumed between movement and more. Blocking is now automatic, and you'll see that also on your stats of what your blocking is, how much percentage is. Like with this new melee, I have a 60% block with the Tatsu, currently the way I had it modded. And I was taking it in this mission, I took it from level 0 to level 30 in one 20-minute survival mission. It's now automatic, the blocking when aiming at an enemy. So if you right click and you have your melee out, that'll automatically block basically. Your stance combos may have changed. You're gonna have to check those stances just to kind of see the different combos that are coming up. If you're used to one setup, it may have definitely changed. So take a look through your favorited melee weapons and see what you want to do. The death from above type of thing, the master of aerial tactics is what they call the ground slams. All right, let's just get to it. Ground slams. Ground slams to me have personally been junk in the last version of Melee, or Melee 2.0. I guess this is Melee 3.0 going in, or Melee Revisit, whatever they want to call it. But they were junk in the last one, in my personal opinion. You just couldn't get them triggered off the way you wanted to, and it was crazy. Now, yeah, no, now it's freaking awesome. And sometimes you trigger it so much that it's like, wait a minute, hold on, I didn't want to do a ground slam, but I'm happier to have more ground slams than not be able to have them. Target an enemy and shoot it off. You know, basically jump, target the enemy, and hit your melee or whatever it is, and you ground slam right on that guy. So it's quite fun. Also in your stance combos that have ground slams and your stance combos, it's really nice to have that in there too. It's definitely feels good. Feels good to have that back. Or be more effective or more fun, if you will, I guess. I don't know how else you want to put it. And they got effects upgrades, so they've done a complete overhaul on the melee effects, the hit animations, elemental effects, slam attacks, making melee look pretty much as good as it feels. I mean, it looks freaking awesome. If you've got your settings up all the way, you know, and you can see everything, yeah, it's definitely... They definitely did some tweaking. I'm definitely enjoying that. Of course, there's more coming. They haven't really gotten through it all, but I think with this first patch that they did, my personal opinion, and just taking it from a standpoint of fun, let's just not get technical, because I'm beyond, let's get this technical, it could do this, it could do that, it should have done this at 0.02 seconds into the, you know, the hit of that weapon doing this and that damage control. No, I don't care about any of that. Let's just look at it from the standpoint of Melee 1, Melee 2, and now Melee Revisit, or Melee 3. Melee 3 is starting out to definitely be a good change. Positive change. There's a lot of pluses in here. I really don't see too many negatives as of yet. I haven't really gotten a whole heck of a lot of time obviously playing it, but for me personally, for somebody that has been very tired of Warframe after 6 years, this has definitely resparked it. The flow between the main weapon to your melee and back and forth and back and forth. There's some great things that you can do now if you really think about it. So you got crowd control weapons with your melee. So like my Tord, like in this video I had my Tord, and I love my Tord. But now I can crowd control a group coming in an entry point using my Torrid, where I start giving them ongoing damage. In my case, I use corrosive and blast, so I'm knocking them down, and they're also taking corrosive damage, being stunned, if you will. And I can just switch from 1 or 2 shots of that Tord and jump right into the melee and kill everybody, and back and forth, back and forth. It really is going to add a huge dynamic to some weapons that would be considered slower or not usable in certain circumstances. That's just my personal opinion. Like I said, taking the Tord in different missions that you maybe wouldn't have normally taken it before, or taking other weapons similar to it that you wouldn't have taken before, you can now utilize that for crowd control and then drop in there with your melee and just have some fun. Ground slams, taking them out with your stance mods, however you want to work them, changing things around. It's insane what you can do. On the other side of that, you know, when we look at the other update stuff that has come out recently, and the changes to the systems, the new Nightwave thing that's out there. When it first came out, I mean, I was excited about the whole changeover from the alerts to the Nightwave stuff. And then the Nightwave stuff came out, and I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't even impressed with it in terms of the amount of grind I'm going to have to go do in missions and stuff that I don't really play in order to get some of the higher level points, or syndicate rep, or whatever you want to call it, right? But after a couple days, I kind of just let that go. I'm not worried about it. Whatever, right? If I get to the top stuff, I get to the top stuff. If I don't, I don't. I don't care. I'm still not even at level 1, honestly, at this point, in terms of getting through the new Nightwave stuff. But, again, you know, I have to take this game more on, let's just have some fun. Let's get in there, have some fun, and relax. And for the past several months, half a year even, it just hasn't really been much of anything to me. I think with the melee change, it's going to make a huge difference. I know there's other things that they've changed. I got to go back into Fortuna, again, now that they've changed the rep, I guess, or the XP gains you get on some stuff, on the K drives and junk, maybe be able to get some new K drives going, or have a little bit of, I mean, if you've played Warframe for any amount of time, it's all about the grind. And what gets to you is that the grind is just, um, every new thing has new grind attached on top of what the other grind is, on top of the other grind prior to that, on top of the original grind. So there's a lot of grind, which is fine. It's a free-to-play game, don't get me wrong. But at some point, you want to change the system around so you're not having 30 things that are trying to grind at the same time for 30 billion different things. It's insane trying to keep track of everything that you're trying to do. And there should be a better system in place in terms of earning that rep across the board, I would think. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, regardless, as I was playing this mission, I hit a whole bunch of different Nightwave targets from my dailies and the weeklies and whatnot. And it was cool. It was definitely cool, being, oh, I hit that one, I hit that one, I hit that one. I more than doubled the points that I had coming out of the mission before going in the mission, which is cool. And then I was more tempted to go back to the Nightwave screen, see what I had done, see what I have left to do, kind of go back and forth, see what my dailies are. So once you really get into playing it more, I guess it does become more... how do I put it? I don't even know how I want to say it, but you get more involved in it, engrossed in it, if you will. And I think part of that is going to be with this melee change. I mean, if you enjoy melee, and you were a little disappointed in some of the stuff over the past couple of years with the melee, this is definitely going to be a good thing for you, and it's going to maybe help entice you to stay involved and engrossed in a whole bunch of other parts of the game now that you weren't before because you were a little disappointed in things. The new weapon, which we'll talk about more as I play it a bit more, is definitely fun. Definitely fun. The two-handed Nikana is definitely a fun weapon to have. I haven't played with a new frame yet. I haven't looked at the Limbo collection yet, honestly, but I had to tell you guys that, we got it. But the Tatsu is definitely something that's been sitting around the two-handed Nikana for a long time, and I'm so happy that it's out. I'm even more thrilled that I was able to get it without having to grind for it. But it can be acquired in the market, and then you just have to build it. And the Wise Razor, the stance mod, that's going to take some time to get, without a doubt. Because you have to fight the new enemies, but fun, definitely fun. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to get something out there, kind of let you guys know what's going on. Hope you get some gameplay going on here in the background that you could enjoy and kind of see where things are at. It's definitely bringing me back into wanting to play Warframe more, and the same as the Nightwave stuff. After exploring it a little bit, it's definitely wanting me to come back in here and play some more and just enjoy the game again. Just come in here and enjoy. Grab a build, grab some weapons, grab some items, things that I like, change some things around. Now that there's that fluidity again between your guns and your melee, it can really change combinations and builds and setups as well. Significantly change the overall look or style, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe it's just me, because I was never like a meta player, so I don't know how it really affects the meta. But to me personally, like I said, the fluidity between the weapons now is insane. That I think you could stand to try some new setups and new builds and new designs and see where it takes you. See if it takes you to something that you enjoy more than what is the typical standard in the game. And yeah, and there's a lot of stuff for me to still play, and now that I'm feeling the game again, I will definitely be getting back into it. Not to say that I'm not going to be putting hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of hours into the Division 2 which I will be putting hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of hours into Division 2, even thousands of hours. Who knows how far we'll get with that, but I still play the Division, and I've been playing it faithfully now for the past couple weeks to kind of get myself up into preparedness for the Division 2, even though I've had the chance to play the betas and the open beta and the private beta and all that stuff. It was the one game that I was looking forward to, the one game that I have pre-purchased, of course. But I only purchased the standard edition, so I have to wait to the 15th for it to actually open, but no worries. Now I've got this whole new Melee thing going on. Plenty of fun for me. Plenty of changes too going on in the background. Anyway, I will catch you guys soon. We're gonna have some things, I'm sure, now that I'm more motivated to want to play this game. I got my new Prisma weapon from Barrow Katir, and we'll go through that as soon as I'm done enjoying some of this Melee. Until then, I will talk to you guys soon. Comments, questions below on what your thoughts are on the Melee and so forth, and I will catch you guys next time.